Hello and welcome to the latest recording of The Love Project with me, your host, Han Royani, and my co-host,
BJ, what's up?
So we are a facetious podcast that talks about political news and world events. But if you are a regular listener, you should know that this is the sort of things that we talk about. So over the last week, we actually had a break, basically. So a lot of things have happened since
Not
then.
that you guys noticed, I don't think.
Yeah, maybe you
Yeah.
guys haven't noticed. We did prepare a few episodes.
Banked it in.
Yeah, packed it in by the time we left, so we would have like extra episodes so people can still watch. But over the last week, a lot of things have happened. So
In Malaysia especially.
in Malaysia especially. So I think this week we're gonna talk mostly about what's been happening in Malaysia.
Yep.
So for example, last night there was just a big breaking news that just happened. So if you guys are
More like 8 hours ago.
More like 8 hours ago. It was
9 hours ago, yeah.
It was announced at 2 a.m. In the morning yesterday.
The press release came out at that time.
Which is quite weird.
Weird timing.
2 a.m. But basically, the press release was about the latest appointment of the
new Chief
Justice of Malaysia.
Yep.
So, in case you guys are wondering, in terms of the judiciary system, there are 4 levels, right? Four levels.
Well, the highest courts are the highest court, the apex court, you would say, is the Malaysian Federal Court.
Okay.
So that's where the Chief Justice presides. And then right below that is the Court of Appeal. And then right under that is the High Courts.
High Courts, okay.
Yeah, where the Chief Judge of Malaya and the Chief Judge of Sabah Sarawak preside over their respective territories.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And the one that was just appointed was the Chief Justice of Malaysia.
The highest legal post in the land, basically. So his name is our new Chief Justice. His name is, sorry, give me a second to pull it up. I don't want to get his name wrong. Datuk Wan Ahmad Farid bin Wan Saleh. So he was formerly a Court of Appeal judge, not the President of Court of Appeal.
Okay.
But he was a Court of Appeal judge who was elevated to Chief Justice of Malaysia following the mandatory retirement of
the previous.
his predecessor.
Yeah.
Chief Justice I think she's a Tun Tengku Maimun Tuan Mat.
Yeah.
Who made history when she became Chief Justice of Malaysia as the first and as of now only female Chief Justice of Malaysia. Yeah.
But she was only in power for a month plus?
No.
She's been in a while.
That's the acting Chief Justice.
Oh,
Datuk
okay.
Sri Hasna Muhammad Hashim.
Okay.
So she is the Chief Judge of Malaya. Basically the top judge of the Malaysian High Court, the Malayan High Court. And she was elevated to acting Chief Justice of Malaysia in the interim period while the decision was being made as to who would the Prime Minister appoint as the new Chief Justice.
Okay.
Yep.
So what is the role of the Chief Justice of Malaysia? Because as I understand it, it's one of the top.
It's the top.
It's the top ranking in the
judge,
judiciary system in Malaysia.
Correct.
So what does he or she?
Well, a bit more of a detailed breakdown.
Sure.
Because a lot of people, especially over the last 2 weeks, got confused about the whole Chief Justice thing.
Yeah.
Whereas when in actual fact it's 2 different posts.
Right.
And so I'll start with the Chief Justice. The Chief Justice of Malaysia is basically the top legal official in Malaysia. He or she basically presides over not a specific jurisdiction in the country, but matters of law that do get elevated to the federal court,
Right.
which are very few, because they pretty much. I'm not a complete legal expert or anything, but what I do know is that they only have purview, like certain legal cases, like when it comes to constitutional
Right.
issues, things that really need the highest court of the land to set the precedent, only goes up to that level.
Okay, so I have a question. So, for example, in the cases of, for example, Syed Saddiq, who was charged
Yeah,
with
yeah.
corruption,
Yeah. He went that case went all the way up to Court of Appeal, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, so it didn't go all the way up to the
It
chief.
wouldn't. It wouldn't. A case like
okay.
that wouldn't. Unless
what sort of case?
Unless there was a huge constitutional issue that came out. Like one is remember when Mahathir was in charge the first time,
Okay.
from, was it 88?
Yeah.
82?
His first term as the
82
Prime
to
Minister,
2002, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like 20
So,
something years.
When when it was his first term, he basically, this is, I guess this might be a bit sensitive to speak on, but it's our history. It did happen. What happened was, there was I think it was a legal issue with certain parts of, like, how the main issue was how much above the law were the royal families, right? So back then, before that whole, people call it a judicial crisis, constitutional
Right.
crisis, but I think it was in 88, 89, around that time. It was sort of like a thing where Mahathir wanted to institute a law where common law crimes such as rape, not statutory rape, but
Okay.
actual rape,
Okay.
murder, things like that, were not covered under like constitutional immunity for royalty.
Oh.
You know what I mean? So to change something like that, I'm not saying whether that was a good thing or a bad thing that he
Okay.
did that.
Okay.
All I'm saying, I'm making an example of that case was something that would go up to the federal court level, because it involves essentially amending the constitution. You know, so it would have to be legal cases of that severity.
All right.
Okay, and so like you said, the whole Syed Saddiq thing, that is a open and shut white collar corruption case.
Right.
So something like that would not really go up to the federal court level unless there was like a clear breach of his as the defendant or Syed Saddiq's constitutional rights by the prosecution or by the investigating police team, things like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then what kind of cases would the Chief Justice of Malaysia would handle?
Well, he or she is not going to be the only one handling it. So most of the time, he or she sits on the panel of all of the justices of the federal court, and they will deliberate and they will give out basically their own how do you say,
Verdict?
It's not called a verdict. It's more like opinions.
Okay.
So but these opinions are legally binding.
Right.
Because they are the highest court in the land. Okay, so when it comes to this kind of thing, like it's like I said, I'm not a legal expert. I'm not trained in the law. Big fan of it, but I'm not trained. So I don't really have like proper insight as to like how I can pull out like a specific case for you to see.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, but pretty much to understand it on a broad level, it's pretty much just severe cases, legal cases that have constitutional implications.
Okay.
Those are the cases that go up to the federal court level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So for like criminal cases, they usually end at the Court of Appeal unless there is like a constitutional breach, like I said, of the defendant's rights.
Okay, what are the implications of the new Chief Justice of Malaysia's appointment, and what does this mean to the new judiciary system in Malaysia? Is it gonna be the same, or what is going to change?
Okay, so this is where the appointment itself threw a wrench in this whole podcast, I would say.
Okay.
Because we were planning to talk about it being a constitutional crisis, but PMX has essentially ended the crisis by appointing both a new Court of Appeal president and also Chief Justice of Malaysia. So the issue, at least over the last 2 weeks, was that there had been no clear line of succession.
Yeah.
You know, there was no one that was even rumored. I guess you could say that there's a good thing from the PM side, the administration side, because leaks are not getting out.
Yeah.
You know, so they're running a tight ship, which is good.
Yeah.
Which is good.
But at the same,
it's a lack of transparency.
yeah, people are like interested, or
Yeah.
they're intrigued about what's the process, who is going to be appointed and stuff like that.
However, I have a bit of a caveat to this, and is that as the lay people, as the normal people, right, who are not involved in the administration,
Sure.
or even who are not involved in the administration, we can't be asked. We can't ask to be part of every little detail of the decision making process.
Sure.
You understand what I mean? Like, for all of his faults, for all of the things that people
Are not happy about him.
not happy about with him,
Yeah.
he was elected.
Sure.
PMX.
Yeah.
He was elected as the Prime Minister.
Yeah. Like he went through a general election and everything.
Yep. He won his seat. He won the confidence of Parliament to become Prime Minister.
Yeah.
So, if you ask me, and grant you, I'm not his biggest fan.
Okay.
I was once upon a time, but I'm not his biggest fan.
Okay.
And I just say this to be fair and to say that maybe he just needed the time to get things sorted out. Now, on the lawyers' part, last week there was a march.
Oh yeah.
To the Palace of Justice in Putrajaya.
The Malaysian
was like a 2.5 kilometer march.
Yeah.
Which is, I might you 2.5 kilometers longer than what Greta Thunberg marched in Gaza, might I say.
Okay. Fair enough. She didn't have to march, but
exactly. Yeah. So no, but my point.
But also for the lawyers to go outside of the office and
suits.
march in their suits.
In their
That's crazy.
That's
to me.
crazy,
Like,
right? Yeah. Like I don't think, at least in my lifetime, or at least in my lifetime that I've been paying attention to politics in Malaysia, I don't think I've seen that happen. What the lawyers were saying is that why did it take? Because the former Chief Justice, Tuan Tunku Maimun, right? She left. Okay, she retired.
Okay.
All right, because she had hit the mandatory retirement age of 66 years old. It's not like she left because she was disgruntled with the current administration, you know, at least officially.
Then
right? So, I mean, if my point in saying that is that if, let's say I'm PMX,
Okay.
I know I know that time is coming. It's not like you cannot predict that, okay, she's going to reach retirement age.
Yeah.
You know? So why not have a
proper
backup succession plan
yeah.
in place? Why do you have to wait like 2 weeks after she retires to get your ducks in order? You know, like that was
there should have been due process for her.
Not to say due process, but the process should have begun earlier.
Yeah.
You know, because you know that this 2nd of July is coming, right? And my, or at least the lawyer's contention with this is that it's not efficient. You know, it's not an efficient way of doing things.
They're not wrong.
They're not wrong, but let's take a trip down memory lane for a while. Okay, let's go down.
How far back are we going?
No, we're not going so far. Just in the wake of the last general election. How long did it take us to form a government?
With the current government?
Yeah. Remember, it took a week.
Yeah.
Like
a week.
I think it was a week or 10 days.
Before they released the names of
before we knew who was PM.
Yep.
Before we knew who was PM, because it was the unity government and all that, right? So like, if it takes your PM 2 weeks, And to be fair as well to Anwar, he was attending the BRICS Summit
Yeah,
in Brazil.
that's true,
He was
that's
overseas
true.
a lot over the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and we also spoke of this before. I think like 2-3 weeks ago.
Prior, yeah.
Where he's been consolidating his power in the sense that he's making it all the people around him are the people that have always been loyal to him. You know, strongman shit.
Yeah.
And
people that are not really following him through and through, like people
they're
like
not in the inner
Rafizi,
circle
Ramli.
anymore.
Yeah. So they're all left.
who Rafizi, by the way, is one of the ones that have been making such a big deal about this.
Yeah, of
Like,
course.
I think earlier this week he was calling for a royal commission of inquiry, which is absolutely ludicrous.
What was he acquiring that for?
He was
was it-
asking for a royal commission of inquiry as to why we don't have a chief justice yet.
Okay.
You know, when like I said, it's Malaysia.
Yeah, it's the Malaysian government.
It's the Malaysian government.
You,
Like, yes, we expect better. Yes, we want better. But I mean, we had to wait a week to get a PM. A week after the elections wrapped up and we knew the results. We had to wait a week after that happened just to get a PM. So like, if we waited a week more, especially because I'm not trying to make excuses for him, but he was legitimately out of the country.
yeah,
Like, you know,
he's got a lot of on his plate.
and people like to say, but separation of like, and also the lawyers are also asking for judicial reform, like through separation of powers and all that.
Yeah.
Like, because in Malaysia, when the Chief Justice is appointed, the recommendation is given by the Prime Minister to the Yang di-Pertuan Agong,
yeah.
who then officially appoints
the Chief
Justice, right? So they don't go the appointee, the person who's appointed doesn't get to go through a third party screening process like it does in, like, if you were a justice of the Supreme Court in the US, for example.
Okay.
So I'm just making this comparison, okay? And this is also what the Bar Association in Malaysia have been contending. And is that over there, while the president gets to appoint the Supreme Court justices, but all of them who are appointed on the Supreme Court, all of the justices, before they get to go and sit on the Supreme Court, they have to go through the congressional hearings.
Oh yes, the Senate
You know, they have to be
hearings.
approved by the Congress. They have to be approved by the Senate.
Yep.
And then the president can, and
Appoint
then they
the-
get confirmed.
Yeah.
And then they can be appointed, right?
Yeah.
So we don't have that process. So while we do technically have separation of powers, we have parliament, we have the executive branch,
Yeah.
and then we also have the judiciary, but it's more intertwined than other
And the, like,
more
for example,
pure
US,
democracies.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Even the UK, you know, where the monarchy is completely separate. You know, even though they are a constitutional monarchy as well.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're saying that the appointment of the Chief Justice of Malaysia is basically done by, I wouldn't say a whim, but it's obviously it's orchestrated by
There's a lot of power by the
a lot of-
PM.
by
Yeah.
the PM basically.
Yeah.
So he
I mean,
you mentioned-
obviously, if you appoint someone to that position, that person, the appointee, is going to look favorably
favorable to
upon someone who appointed him to the position.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I'm sure maybe the lawyers or people that are invested in this, they might be unhappy
Yeah,
about the appointment of the Chief Justice
I
of
mean,
Malaysia.
you put all corruption aside.
Yeah.
Let we just assume this on just a human level, and we just put the corruption aside. Let's imagine for a second corruption doesn't exist, right? Even then, like human feelings, like of course you're going to feel indebted, or not maybe not indebted, but you're going to feel like, oh, this guy did something for me by appointing me to this position, you know, and elevating me, promoting me, you know. So
you would feel more appreciative, and that in turn,
at the very least,
so in turns, when you have to make a decision that is like affecting everyone in the country, he'll think about like, okay, how does this affect the Prime Minister? How do I make him look better, or how do I make him look good?
yeah,
You know.
yeah.
So comparing ourselves to like some of the other countries, like you mentioned, like in the UK and in the US, where we don't have this Senate hearing or the parliamentary meetings in order for us to appoint a Chief Justice of Malaysia, I can understand why the lawyers can be quite unhappy about this.
Yep.
And also the fact that the Malaysian government did release the the letter of appointment for the Chief Justice quite late.
Yeah.
So I do understand why the lawyers are, marching everywhere, and I'm surprised that
So this is the part where I guess PMX in a sense. And is that he waited too long.
2 weeks.
Yeah. Like, I mean,
he should have known.
If the former Chief Justice had died suddenly, that'd be one issue.
Yeah.
That'd be one issue.
Yeah.
But you knew the
that she was going to retire.
Yeah, you knew she was going to retire. You knew the date that she was going to retire.
Yeah.
So, why? Why? Why'd you wait? And when you do, you open yourself up to these kind of questions.
Yeah.
And imagine if he had, for a second here, let's just imagine if he had a succession plan already in place. Okay? Like, that he could tell the public, okay, this person, is going to be the next Chief Justice. Once the interim period is gone, this person is going to be the acting Chief Justice for now. The lawyers wouldn't have much. And now is giving them a cause, the Bar Association and the lawyers, is giving them the cause to ask for judicial reform. So politically, it's like, what you doing, bro?
Yeah.
You could have avoided that.
Yeah.
You could have avoided that with everything else on your plate.
So with what's going on, do you think there is a chance that we might have a judicial reform in the future?
No.
No?
No,
Because we already hired a Chief Justice.
In the future, maybe. But I'm saying that it was just an avenue. You open the door for these lawyers to come in, for the bar to come in and be like, yo, we need to have more transparency in this. In this process, things like that. When I'm of the opinion that you don't, like, it should be that the Prime Minister or the President gets to appoint the top legal official of the land.
Yeah.
But yes, I also agree that the Prime Minister should, or the Prime Minister or the President, whoever he or she appoints should also go through the ringer of going through Parliament and getting Parliament's approval as well. You know? And in that sense, I feel like I'm torn between the two. And I do also feel like I said, it is, if I'm on the PMX side, you're just giving the avenue for these people to criticize you and to look for something else that you could have done better. But actually, this has been the status quo.
What's been going on?
What's been going on is the status quo, and no one's been marching on the streets for it. You gave them the opportunity to march on the streets for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, okay, fine, you are outside the country and all that, but like I said, you haven't been outside the country for the last 6 months. Like, you could have come up with something. And I guess he should have. And all this asking for judicial reform and all that, fine, is what progressive liberal lawyers should be doing.
Yeah.
To move the needle, yes. But are we gonna get it in our lifetime? I doubt it, unless there's something that, like, unless it's an actual constitutional scandal.
Yeah.
Like judicial scandal of the judiciary, you know? Like, then yes. Like, maybe if this Justice Wan Farid ni gets investigated by MECC and is corrupt and all that, then fine. That's a proper way to go, and that's a proper opportunity for the lawyers to be like, look, you appointed someone, he was absolutely corrupt, and now we need judicial reform. But no, you opened the door for something that was so minuscule, so unimportant, that it just threw a wrench in something that you never even had to deal with if you had just
prepared early.
Yeah.
I would say for a Malaysian government doing their work and stuff, I mean, in some ways I do agree with how tight-lipped the government was when it comes to hiring the Chief Justice of Malaysia, because like it's not a process that everyone should know about. But at the same time, why did they take 2 weeks for them, or maybe slightly more, to release this info? You know, this kind of thing that, like we mentioned, they already knew that what was the name again? Tun Tunku Maimun was going to retire. So why didn't they set up a backup plan for this?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly, yeah.
But at the same time, at least they have hired someone.
Yep.
So the Bar Association of Malaysia,
You can appease them for now.
they can you can keep them quiet for now. For now, but depending on how the new Chief Justice of Malaysia is going to do his work, we might not see the last of the Malaysian Bar Association.
No, I hope. See, that's the thing. I hope I hope the status quo of how it's been like when it comes to the Malaysian judiciary will maintain, in the sense that we don't hear about these justices until they retire. Which I think should be the case. They shouldn't be making headlines with their opinions or their decisions or whatever.
Yeah.
They should just be doing that job. You know? The lay people shouldn't be interacting with them. And if we are, something big is happening, which it shouldn't be happening. So, like I said, I think it's a good thing at the end of the day that he's already appointed someone.
Yeah. But
because he elevated someone from the Court of Appeal, I feel like it's going to continue the way it is, which it should, and it should appease the bar at least for now.
But how do you see this moving forward? Especially when it comes to the judiciary system in Malaysia, how do you expect things are gonna work from now on? You know, especially when we have like big cases that we need the Chief Justice of Malaysia to be a part of. Like how do you see us moving forward from now?
Well, I'll say this. I think that moving forward, the young generation, our generation, right? Our generation and younger, will probably push for that reform because it's what we see as effective.
Okay.
Representation-wise. So, like, for example, like how we see the House of Lords or the Supreme Court in the US, the House of Lords in the UK, right? They represent almost all different demographics.
Yeah.
You have the Latinos, whites, blacks, women, men, whatever. And I think that the more our generation grows up and feeds into the government, into administration, into the governing bodies of our country, the more that idea would take hold. Now, whether the system that we have now will corrupt the new young minds into maintaining the status quo, that's a whole different question, if you ask me. But there is a lot of traction, especially social media, on social media, especially amongst the grassroots, the rakyat, that want more judicial reform.
Yeah.
You know, is also what has been able to spur the Bar Association to do what they did last week. I think that, I know there was also, part of that march was also former Law Minister Datuk Sri Rais Yatim.
Okay.
He was also part of the
he was a
march.
part of that. Okay.
Yeah, so like there is, on the grassroots level, there is somewhat of a push for that to happen. I don't think it will happen
Anytime soon.
quickly. You know, I think it will happen painfully if it does happen. Painfully as in for the country.
Yeah.
But you know, most significant changes are usually done painfully.
Sometimes we need people to mess up. You know, we need people to mess up so that we as a country, we get upset and we are a lot invested.
Yeah.
We are a lot more invested in that to be able to really push something or change
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned, people in our generation, maybe we are not necessarily fans, or maybe we don't necessarily agree with some of the current judicial system. I don't see it changing anytime soon, but who knows? In the next decade or more than that, things might change.
Maybe.
Yeah, for the good or for the
Like
bad.
it has to be painful, lah.
It has to be painful. Yeah.
Is something for something like that to change.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, that was some boring stuff we just covered.
Yeah. But I feel
But
like
I feel,
we
like
had to.
people should know about this.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? People should at least talk about this, because as we grow up, I feel like the more I learn, the more I grow up, the more I found out, okay, politics is so intertwined with so many things in our lives.
Yeah.
Whether we would like to or not.
Yeah, that's the question that a lot of people ask. Especially when I talk about it at home.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how does this affect us?
Yeah.
Like, how does not having or having a chief justice affect this?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And to be honest with you, it doesn't. It probably doesn't, like on a day-to-day level.
Yeah.
It probably doesn't. But
on a grand scheme of things,
a lot of things happen.
A lot of things
like,
are gonna happen.
I don't want to get into that because this is like a very long-winded thing. So all I can say is that if the court system breaks down, society breaks down really, really quickly after that.
Mm-hmm.
And
we need a good judiciary
we
system.
always need a good, fair, and most importantly, I think for me, the most important part of it, they have to be independent.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so now we're going to move on to slightly more interesting topics.
Yep.
So
Didi and Epstein.
Yeah. So a few weeks ago, we did talk about this. In maybe not in too much detail, but Didi was arrested. There was the whole court hearing about Didi, and
He was acquitted.
Yeah, he was acquitted. And then just last week, the Trump administration just mentioned, or they announced the fact that there was no Epstein client list.
Client list, yeah. And
Client
Jeffrey
list.
Epstein did kill himself. It was suicide. There was no one there.
Yeah. So first things first.
Okay.
We'll talk about Epstein.
Give it to me. Just give it to me. I'm
First things
here
first.
ready for my suffering.
Okay.
Give it to me.
Okay, so it's no secret that Donald Trump has had plenty of meetings with Jeffrey Epstein. You've seen pictures of them hanging out everywhere.
He's attended parties.
He's attended parties on the Epstein Island.
No, not on the island. No.
Okay.
At his New York townhouse.
Okay,
Yes. Yeah.
but it was not just Donald Trump. Previously we talked about how Donald Trump might be implicated in this whole ordeal. I think there's more than Trump. It's not just Trump. One of the reasons why they didn't release the files is because there's too many powerful people on it.
Maybe
Too many influential people.
I don't think Trump. I know Trump did attend his parties. There were videos and pictures of it.
Yeah.
But I honestly don't think Trump did any or was blackmailed by Epstein in any way, or there's any how do you say videos of implicating
You mean
Trump.
he didn't do
any.
any of the alleged sexual misconducts on Jeffrey?
Yeah, no, I don't think so, because I think, like I've said before on the podcast, I'm not sure if I've said this before, but I honestly think that if Trump was actually in the Epstein Files, don't forget who had control of the Epstein Files before Trump did, and it was the Biden administration. And for 4 years, they were trying to get him on every single little charge that they could make stick. I think there were 89 different charges against Trump in New York.
This is for Trump or
For
Epstein?
Trump.
For Trump. Okay.
Yeah. So and they were trying to destroy him. They were trying to not let him run again. if they had anything that was even remotely close to implicating Trump
They
in
would
the whole
have
Epstein ring, they would have leaked so
released
quick.
that. Yep.
So quick.
Yeah.
They probably wouldn't have even released it officially. They would just probably leaked it, let it go on the internet, and people can see, oh, this is what Trump is like.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So that's why I lean to thinking that he probably was not involved in. But there were a lot of other high profile people.
Yeah.
You know?
There were a lot of other high profile people.
One that we know of for sure, Prince Andrew.
Yeah, Prince Andrew. I mean, like, according to the flight logs.
There's a picture of Bill Clinton in a nightgown, nothing else.
Where?
In his
mansion.
in Jeffrey Epstein's townhouse in New York. Yeah. You walk in, that's the first thing you see. You open the door, that's the first thing you see. A big portrait, a big picture of Jeffrey Epstein, Bill Clinton, and a young girl with Bill Clinton in a nightgown.
Wow.
In nothing but a nightgown. Yeah.
Then why haven't Trump released the files? Because if he released that one, he would have gotten like the Clintons down.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
the Clintons' legacy would just.
I
Go
think this
through the
concerns
ringer.
the people that we don't know about.
For the likes of.
No, the names that we don't know.
Okay.
Like even if they were said, even if these names were said, we would not recognize them.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's those people. You know.
I hear.
Do you know? Have you heard of? This might get a little conspiratorial, but have
Okay.
you heard of how over the years, over generations, the Rothschilds and Rockefellers have constantly changed their names?
Oh no, I haven't. I did not know about this.
yeah.
Okay.
So in order to not be associated with the Rothschild name or the Rockefeller name,
They changed their names.
they change their names after like 2-3 generations. They change their names to something like Saint Clair, whatever lah. You know. And this is not how do you say? This is not a new novel kind of behavior. That thing was like the changing of the names. This has been done since the time of Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the followers of Jesus that were persecuted and left the Holy Land. A lot of them were like descendants of kings, descendants of royalty,
Right.
who end up changing their names. You know, and to avoid prosecution.
Yeah, I'm not surprised because
So,
yeah.
Same thing. It's the same thing. And like I said, it's probably the people that we, even if the names were uttered, were
We have
plastered
no
over,
idea what-
we have no idea who they are.
Yeah.
But they control this, they control
Yeah.
that. Like, forget about Soros, forget about the Prince Andrew, the English royal family and whatnot. I don't think it really concerns them. I think it concerns the people that have real power in the world.
Yeah.
You know? The people that we don't know.
I do get. I read some reports. Like a lot of people are saying a lot of stuff
It's
on
like-
the internet.
Yeah, like for example, right? What if when you remember Butler, Pennsylvania, when Trump was almost
Assassinated.
shot
yeah,
dead,
yeah.
right? Like it went like it touched his ear.
His ear.
What if that conversation went like, all right, what if when he was brought to the hospital, okay, or wherever, and someone came in, someone in a suit, looks like a normal military guy in a suit, just walked up to him and said, if you release the Epstein Files, that is not gonna miss. What if someone said that to him? You know?
Okay, that's plausible, but I feel that Trump is the kind of guy that
Like,
okay,
is he willing to die for Jeffrey Epstein? You have to think about it in that way. Because Trump is going to think about it in that way. Are you willing to die over Jeffrey Epstein, who's already dead?
Yeah.
You know?
I get it.
So,
But if he's innocent, he would have no problem releasing the files. But it's just that they might implicate a lot of
no.
his other
He might have
donors.
nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. But the threat to him, to Trump, could be something else. It might not even be him. It might be like, look, if you release these files, Don's gonna get it. You know? Ivanka is gonna get it. Someone's gonna get it.
No, I feel if I was Trump and then they said,
Barry
Don
is gonna get it,
Don is
whatever.
gonna get it. It's like, get him.
I know, man. Like, I know Trump really cares about his family, so
Okay.
that's the whole other thing, you know? Like, we don't know what conversations were had. I'm not saying that I don't believe that any single human being is incorruptible.
Sure.
Every one of us has a price.
Sure.
Wherever the price may be. Some of them are willing to pay with their lives. Some of them, that's the price. And good on you if you're like that. But for most human beings,
They're not gonna.
there's a dollar value.
Yeah.
There's a dollar value.
Especially for people like Trump, he's not
Yeah.
gonna.
And even for those that don't have a dollar value but have a price, there's always something. Kids, wife, whatever. Mother, father.
something that they can use
That-
against you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I know, man.
I don't know, but because Trump and his administration has not released the files,
Uh-huh.
he has been getting a lot of heat for it,
Yeah.
especially
From his own
from his own supporters.
Yep.
From his own mega supporters. So
Myself
basic-
included.
Yeah, so basically, like, I mean, like, if you've made promises throughout your campaign, and then even after you have been elected as the president of the United States, you still make promises that, okay, we're gonna release the Epstein Files, we're gonna release all the client lists and everything, and then a few months later, I mean, even the Secretary General Pam Bondi also mentioned this.
Oh, she was the worst in all this.
Yeah.
Because she went on
She went on a few
she went on Fox,
morning
and she
shows.
said that, oh, we have thousands of hours
Yeah.
of footage
Yeah.
of Jeffrey Epstein doing heinous things with children.
Yeah.
And then suddenly they say, oh no.
They didn't do anything.
No. She said, we are not going to re-victimize the children. Okay, fine. Don't release tapes. Use it in evidence in court.
Yeah.
You know, like, what's going on? And now, like, Ghislaine Maxwell, she's like been sending out messages that she's willing to testify.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
from jail.
Oh,
I'm surprised if she doesn't die in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
you know?
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
She made that statement.
Yeah. She's made an offer to like testify about the client list.
Wow. Okay.
So she confirms there's a client list.
Okay. She's gonna die.
Photos of the raid that were leaked during a WikiLeaks dump show that there were at least 5 black boxes, like safety deposit box, like
okay.
bank safety deposit box looking black boxes
Okay.
that were just strewn or that were taken from Jeffrey Epstein's bedroom. They were leaks on WikiLeaks.
But it's not the contents of the black boxes are not revealed to the
No,
public.
it like there were like five or six black boxes, like just arranged with like I think one of the guys who raided the place behind them, like taking a picture, posing with it. That's all. So there are black boxes on an auction site. There's actually Jeffrey Epstein's black book
Wait.
that is being auctioned.
Someone is auctioning off the belongings.
The black
What?
book, the actual
client
address
list.
book, the black address book
What?
that has the names of all those people is being auctioned now. I think it's like $150,000 or
Oh
something.
no. The
It's
people.
nuts. It's nuts. Like all the evidence is there. Like someone just has to buy.
No,
A rich millionaire buy that shit.
You know who's gonna
Expose it.
buy
Who?
the names that they are going to expose in the clientele list. So
No.
if they get the list,
Uh-huh.
then they can like create anything like, oh, we have a new list or whatever. This is the list that we have.
Well, it's not that open and shut simply because like it's just the address book.
Okay.
It doesn't prove anything in a court of law kind of thing. But doesn't change the fact that does exist.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And that those names are in there.
Yeah, the
you know?
FBI can do research about these
Exactly.
places and stuff like
That's
this.
why it should be the FBI. But why the is
Are
it
they auctioning
being
it?
auctioned?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
Yeah.
I'll pull it up right now. So like that's what I mean. Like all these things are out there. How can you deny?
Mm-hmm.
And to say that, like Virginia Giuffre, who the most recent Epstein victim to die. I think she
Okay.
died in April or something.
Oh, was she one of the workers or?
No, she She was
Okay.
she was the one that exposed Prince Andrew.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. The famous picture of Prince Andrew with her. The one that photo that made the rounds with Epstein, Prince Andrew, and her.
Okay.
So like it's everywhere. So like And I think there've been like 15, 13 former victims that came
have come
out.
out. Okay.
Yeah, when they were older and shit like that. So like, why? How can you ignore all this? Like, how can you expect the American people to ignore all when you promise them like, okay, we're going to find out before you came in, you know? Like, I know, man.
Okay, so, moving on. I mean, we're still talking about this, but, a few months ago, I think, or maybe last year, we talked about the fact that Donald Trump was impeached
I wasn't lying.
the first time.
It's still being auctioned.
Wow.
It's still being auctioned.
Oh, wow.
I was lying, guys. It's still being auctioned.
Yeah, so you can actually buy the
It's
book.
his address book. Yeah.
So the address of
It's a contact book,
his supposedly client list.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or at least one of them. I don't see it as being like.
No, you know who's gonna buy it? The people that you've mentioned, the Rockefellers, all these people
I
that
don't
have
think
changed
so.
that have changed their names.
I don't think so
Because-
because if they would have, if they wanted to buy it, they would have by now. That's what I mean.
But how legit is this thing though? Like it could be like a fake book. Someone was just like he created some fake list.
There's
addresses.
only like three or four like super reputable auction houses in the world.
Okay.
So there's like Sotheby's, there's Christie's, and another one, especially when it comes to historical items like this, is Alexander Historical Auctions. So they are the ones handling this, the black book. So even that itself leans a lot of credibility to it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
because they usually prove provenance. Yeah. Provenance is like where it came from. They can prove every step of the way that it was Jeffrey Epstein's. Yeah.
Okay, so I have another question for you. I mean, not necessarily about Epstein, but it's more about Trump.
Okay.
So during his first term, at the end of his tenure, he was impeached, right? Or was it after his term?
He was impeached.
He was impeached
He was
during
impeached.
his term, right?
Yeah.
How likely is it for Donald Trump to be impeached again in his second term?
More unlikely.
More unlikely?
I think more unlikely than it was back then. Because right now he has way more support. Especially he won the popular vote during the election and all that. It's very hard to impeach a president that won the popular vote.
No, but even until now, his approval rating is going down.
Doesn't mean much.
Like it's less than the majority.
I've asked this question before. Like, have you been polled? My point. Answering polls about, do you approve of the president?
Yeah, I don't really, because I mean, like, you read that stuff on the news, but like you
I
mentioned,
I don't know a single person that's been polled.
who goes out in the streets and just
Exactly.
ask people about the.
There's
Yeah.
supposedly a census of Malaysia that comes out every year. I've never been censored. I've never been asked to answer a census ever. In Malaysia, at least. In Australia, I was immigrant over there for 3 years.
They
Year, a lady will show up
Ask
at my doorstep and ask me to answer questions about the census. It would take 5 minutes and then she would leave.
Yeah.
Every
But
single time.
that's actual.
Malaysia never happened.
Yeah, that. At least
But
over
they do
there.
release the census every year.
But where did they get
Where
these
do they
numbers
get
from?
the information? Yeah. So, yeah.
Okay, fair enough. But still, a lot of people are unhappy about the Trump administration. So, depending on how
I think
How
the people
this-
that are unhappy are the ones that are willing to go out and say that they are unhappy. You understand what I mean?
what do you mean?
The people that are like, when it comes to government, right? If you're the best thing a government can do is be invisible.
Yeah.
Is that true or not?
Yeah, that's
Right?
true. That's true.
If you don't feel the government authority on you, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
That means the government is running really well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't feel them oppressing you. You don't feel like they're making unnecessary laws. Like that. That means the government is good.
Okay.
So this thing is the same thing. Like with Trump, if he's doing well, people are not gonna give him credit. Even his supporters, Like the people that are going to talk are always going to talk.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
the people the overwhelming people that voted for him, no one's going to say whether they're happy. They are going to voice out when they're unhappy, but they're not going to voice out when they are agreeing with the things he did. Like, for example, the whole deportations thing. How many people are going to go out in America and say, like, yes, we are in favor of him doing all of we are happy that he did all. But they were, because they voted. That was his number one issue when he ran for president. They voted for him. A lot of people voted for him based on that issue. And he did it.
Yeah.
But when he did it, he didn't do it the right way. So people are not going to come out and say, yes, let's do it. Let's keep doing more of this. But they are going to sit in front of TVs and be like, yep, I wish that happened around here too.
Yeah, but you know what's funny? Like, a lot of people, that voted for Trump, and one of the communities that helped him become the president was the Latino community.
Yeah.
And what's funny is that the same communities that voted for him, some of them are also being exported out from the country.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like they voted for their own eviction, basically.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think that's like a willful thing. I think that's like if you have a country of 300 plus million people with, let's say, 25 to 30 million illegal immigrants that you have to deal with, people are going to slip through the cracks, unfortunately. It's just what happens. Like, I mean, government's inefficient. Every government's inefficient. So that's going to happen. So, like I said, it is what it is. Rather you do it or don't.
Okay. I mean, we've talked a lot about the judiciary system, about Trump, Epstein, and some of the cases that's been going on in the world. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of time left. But basically, if you have if there's anything that you want to say to our audience before we end the show, what would it be?
Patience
in the judiciary system.
No, today I'm going to preach patience to everyone.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a new one.
Yeah. I've learned the hard way that patience can actually pay off. So we have patience. If everybody wasn't like hooting and hollering over the last 2 weeks over this whole judicial thing, maybe like people would have been chill and realized like, oh, look, we woke up today and we suddenly have a new Chief Justice. Like, I don't believe that the Prime Minister or any leader of any country has any obligation to have complete transparency in every decision he makes.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the case. So it is what it is. PM has appointed a new Chief Justice, and all the best to him.
Yeah.
And hope he does a good job.
Yeah, it's never easy whenever you're in the spotlight like this.
No.
When it comes to, if you're the Chief Justice of
People
Malaysia.
nowadays want everything done now,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And also when you're at that position, everyone's gonna expect more from you. So it's a tough job. So hopefully he'll be able to serve the Malaysian people as well as he can. And I wish him nothing but the best. Yeah.
And we wish you nothing but the best.
Yeah, we wish you guys nothing but the best. And if you have any questions, if you have any...
don't ask me legal questions.
Yeah.
Guys.
You can, but we're not going to answer them.
No.
But if you have any questions and if you have any recommendations on what we should talk about, who we should have on the show, let us know in the comments. You can...
I want to say one more thing.
Yeah.
We were right about the dancing Israelis.
Oh.
Until last night, people have still been liking real. So y'all that said we were lying about it. We were not. Okay?
We were not. No,
we were not lying. We didn't make that up.
You can...
were actually deported back to fucking Israel.
Yeah.
So y'all.
Okay, what he said, but without the swear words.
Not the audio.
Yeah. No, but it's okay. It's true. It's true. So like, you can Google about this.
Apprehended by the FBI, deported by ICE.
Everything we talk about on this show, whether or not you want to believe in us, we did do our research about it. So there's some element of truth to it. So do with that as you may, and
do your own research.
Yeah, do your own research. And
This is a new Malaysia. Okay, don't be lazy. Okay, wake up.
Yeah,
Wake up. World War III is here. Wake up.
What he said.
Yeah.
And
What I
until
said.
then, we'll see you at the next show. I was gonna say ciao. Whatever. Bye,
Peace, guys. See ya.
Let's go.